Well, the Cozad boys basketball team will get their season underway this week on Thursday night when they open up against Chase County. Haymakers, of course, coming off a year to remember a season ago. This week I talked to head coach Nick Broz, and he says they have high expectations in Cozad.
Well, definitely. I think, starts with the kids, and the kids are super anxious and excited to get it rolling and put the ball out there. We're about 15 practices into the preseason and all the summer stuff that we did, play about 35, 40 games over the course of the summer with the top end, upperclassmen kind of kids. And, kind of the way that the season we had last year, we're turning really 4 starters. Gage Strauss was our 6th man, but he would have started for probably 95% of the teams out there. And so with Oliver Davis as a senior, 4-year starter, super leader. Shaden Hoffmaster is the other senior, along with Gage. Those 3 are leading the way, and then you got Kellen Shoemaker as a junior, who's super talented and a guy with tons of on-court experience at the highest level. So we got the experience factor. We need to kind of shore up that 5th starter and maybe a couple guys coming off the bench, but we've got kids that I think kind of been waiting for that moment.
Every year is different, but how much momentum do you feel you carry over from last year?
Well, that's a great question. And this year, for the first, I think, 7, 8 practices, we really it felt different, right? Because we had 2 main cogs in Noah Shoemaker and Mason Fales that had been at the varsity end for so long, and I think it took us a little moment just to realize this is going to be harder than maybe we thought going into it. And so the kids have really battled and fought to find that rhythm. And we feel confident now that where we're at, but we're still a work in progress. So every year, like you said, every year is different, and we're trying to find a way to find what this team does great. And that'll happen over the course of time, right? I mean, it's going to take practices and then it's going to take game reps and seeing where this team, the heart that this team has when adversity hits in game. And then we'll figure that out as we go.
Style still the same, I suppose, a lot of stingy defense and a lot of threes?
Yeah, well, we hope defense. We weren't the biggest team last year by any means, and we got significantly smaller by losing our 2 biggest players. So, and we're replacing them with 6 guys that are under 6 foot. So, I think the biggest key or the biggest thing that I'm kind of worried going into the year is how we're going to handle the defensive boards. Our man-to-man defense has been really solid over the course of the last few years, and most of those guys know how to handle that. But losing production off the defensive boards is going to be a big key. Offensively, we want to play as fast as possible, and we want to attack the hoop and play inside out. And I think we're a better shooting team this coming year than we were last year. And so I think we do have the ability to make more threes. I think we were around about 7s, makes last year. I mean, we're hoping to get double figures a game.
If folks haven't noticed, your schedule has changed a little bit, and you have some new opponents on the list of teams you'll play this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to get tested right out of the gate. I mean, Chase County is always a good program. That's one that's been on the schedule, and as we kind of go down the road, Holders got moved up in the year, and so the second week of the season, we're going to play a conference foe who's they're really well coached, and man, they can shoot the basketball. And then that third week of the season, Alma's got to be getting ranked in, I think, C2. I mean, we played them over the course of the summer, and they gave, we've seen them, and they gave all the top big teams, a run for their money or beat them. So, I mean, they're going to be a handful when we play them that third week of December. We added Norton to the schedule, and then, everybody's talking about Okolala, and rightfully so. They're preseason number 1. They're a juggernaut. I think all their kids grew about 3 to 4 inches, and along with all their skill and their talent, I mean, they've added length, and by all accounts, we think they're going to be a more pressing team and high-tempo team, and that doesn't go – Gothenburg's got pretty much everybody back, and so the conference is really tough, and so we're going to get our tests along the way in order to hopefully be prepared for, that February gauntlet, hopefully make a return trip to state. And, we're all about trying to be more than we were last year. And, we made it down there, and it was a super feeling. But I think we got enough guys back, hopefully, that drove them to push for more. And we hope to have a really long run, but it's going to take a lot of work.
That was Cozad head coach Nick Broz. Once again, the Haymakers will open things up on Thursday night, as they have for a long time, as they take on Chase County. For KRV on Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.